So, welcome to the YouTube Journey channel. So, I started this channel as a way to track my progress on my way to the YouTube Partner Program as I started a separate channel called the Data Engineering channel, where I talk about data engineering topics and do demos and tutorials for data professionals that are looking to get into a data role, or for data professionals that may be just beginning their journey, as well as for small businesses. So, at first, I was putting these videos in with those videos. I learned very quickly that was not a good idea. If you are combining niches by doing your journey videos within a non-lifestyle channel, don't do it. It will confuse the algorithm, because those are two very different uh audiences that you'll be promoting your videos to. But I'm very excited to be here today, jumping in, doing a really quick live stream just to talk about what not to do when you're starting your YouTube channel. There are a ton of things that you should do, but I'm going to cover 5 key things that you need to not do when you start your YouTube channel. So let's get into it. Number one, not to do when you start your YouTube channel: do not do your journey videos in with your main content. If you want to do a journey video and keep track of your growth, and you are a lifestyle channel, then awesome. Do it. It will probably feed into the other uh, material that you're doing for your channel. However, if you are going to do a journey channel and you are a channel that sells, that you're trying to, promote and sell, technical gadgets, techie things or nerdy things, or any of those kinds of things that are not specifically a lifestyle channel, or you're not trying to start a channel where you're talking about a YouTube journey or trying to monetize on YouTube, then you need to separate that off. Otherwise, the algorithm, and you hear people talk about the algorithm all the time, right? So, otherwise, the algorithm is going, and we'll get into that, but otherwise, the algorithm, it's going to throw it off. It doesn't understand who to promote your material to. That being said, let's talk a little bit about what it takes to be part of the YouTube Partner Program. So, for the YouTube Partner Program, you need to have 1,000 subscribers. That might seem like a lot when you're starting out, but I'm going to show you and tell you about how quickly you can really ramp up. Um, I'll say that, one key hint that I'm going to go ahead and give you: as you're starting up, as soon as you could do a live stream, do it. I promise you that live streams will have gained me more subscribers, and even more people that actually watch the rest of my content than anything else I do. Shorts are great to get subscribers, but those subscribers generally don't watch long form content, which long form content is just your normal videos that are not shorts. That being said, we're going to get into some stuff here, right? We're going to get deep into a few things of really what not to do, and a handful of things of what to do. So let's keep on going. So, number one thing not to do: don't combine your journey videos with your main content. Number two thing not to do, and this is really important because a lot of people do it, and it will not turn out well most of the time. Do not invite your family and friends to join your YouTube channel. And let me tell you why. We talked a little bit about the algorithm. Oh, sorry. Need to go back and rewind. Finish my conversation about the partner program. So, partner program, 1,000 subscribers sounds like a lot. I promise you, it's not maybe as insurmountable as you're imagining it in your head. Number two is um, that you have to have 4,000 watch hours. This doesn't mean that you're watching 4,000 hours of videos. It doesn't mean that you're watching 4,000 hours of your own videos. It means that other people have watched 4,000 watch hours of your videos over 365 days, so over a calendar year. Now, that's a little bit bigger than the 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers you could hit, and it seems the 4,000 watch hours seems huge, especially when you're starting out, especially when you have one subscriber. Um, but as you start getting 300 subscribers, 400 subscribers, that number quickly escalates. Yeah, that the number of watch hours that you have will start to go up exponentially. And so that number will grow quicker and quicker and quicker the more subscribers that you do get. So don't feel like it's insurmountable. I haven't reached it yet on my other channel, but I am definitely moving in the right direction. And we'll talk about my other channel later on in the episode, but just know that again, I'm not here to say that I am perfect. I'm not here to say that I'm an expert. I just want to share the things that I did wrong so that you don't do them wrong too. Um, yeah, there's a few things that really could have killed my channel up front that didn't. But one of those things, now that we've got the partner program out of the way, one of the things that I did that really could have killed my channel and really may still at times be a detriment to my channel is do not invite your friends and family to your YouTube channel unless they fit the mold of who your target audience is. Let me give you an example. If you invite your mother to watch your YouTube channel about tech products, about high tech products, and the rest of the videos that she watches is about knitting, then your video is going to try to, YouTube's going to try to promote your video to other people that like knitting videos. Probably not a lot of knitters that are going to go out and purchase high tech products, right? That are going to watch your videos about high tech products. So, that being said, you don't want your mother sitting there all day long watching your YouTube videos because YouTube is going to think, hey, this is the type of person that I should promote these videos to. And really, it's not. It's not going to get any further than your mom. So, do not invite friends and family to your YouTube channel. So, that was number two. Um, so, again, real alluring to try and start to get subscribers by telling all your friends and family. I was so passionate about what I was doing, what I was, launching, being able to help to educate people on the ways of data engineers, and so passionate about it, excited about it, shared it with everybody I knew, tried to get people, was getting people to subscribe and watch and join. But then I noticed in my YouTube analytics, the videos that were suggesting my videos were things like, Mr. Beast videos. Well, people that are watching Mr. Beast don't care anything about data engineering. They just don't. It's just not the same target audience. People that are watching underwater basket weaving don't want to know about data engineering, or knitting. They don't want to know about data engineering. So make sure that the people that you do invite, that you do talk to about your YouTube channel, are the same target audience that you want to watch your videos, your material, whether that be shorts or long form video. So speaking of shorts, real quick, if you're primarily going to do shorts, then your target is to get 15 million short views in 90 days. So for me, I don't do enough shorts. I'll do shorts every now and again to promote my other videos, but um, shorts are not the way to go. Um, for me, for some people, people do fantastic with shorts. It just depends on the material that you're producing. So just know that the metric is a little different for short people that focus on shorts as opposed to people that focus on long form video. Now, number three, don't neglect your community tab. As soon as you get access to your community tab and can start posting stuff, do it. Um, I get a lot of people that go from the community tab when I do polls and quizzes roll over into my long form videos. So don't neglect that is there. I mean, it's a quick thing that you could do. You could schedule out your posts. It gets people drawn into your channel. It gets people aware of your channel more quickly than some of the other forms, right? You can rank higher. You could get your comments and your polls and your quizzes to show up on people's feeds when sometimes your long form videos don't. So be sure that you don't neglect using that community tab. In addition, that community tab, you could interact a little bit with your subscribers as they post stuff. You could, respond back to them. Make sure that when your community that you're building posts things, that you're responding to them. That is what YouTube is about. You are here to share your knowledge, share your entertainment value, whatever that may be, and build a community around what that is. Be sure that you're interacting with that community that you're working on building, whether that be comments on videos you're responding to, or that be using the community tab. Make sure that you are responding and providing value in those methods. Um, so we've talked about those things. Another thing to not do that I did, and this is this is an important one, is do not get obsessed about the numbers. The more obsessed, especially early on, people aren't going to see what you're doing. They aren't. You're not going to get a whole lot of attention. It may take some time for your stuff to really start to catch on. That's okay. Those first few weeks, that first month is going to be gut wrenching. Could be gut wrenching. It could be amazing. People post stuff sometimes and it takes off, and that's awesome. Uh, but know that the first few weeks might be a little gut wrenching trying to get things up off the ground. Don't give up. Those first few weeks, the algorithm is understanding what it is that you're putting out. It's trying out different markets, trying out different people, different types of people to present your video to, and then it is taking that feedback that it gets and it learns from it and it moves on. And it's a neural network. For those of you that don't know much about data engineering and data science, it's kind of like a machine learning model, right? It is going out there testing the market. It is using all these different test cases, especially your first few weeks. Why that's why it's important in the first few weeks not to invite your friends and family, not to mix up your different materials too much. Um, but that first few weeks, YouTube is understanding who it's going to, who your target audience is going to be. It will continue to evaluate that over time. But if you could get it narrowed in that first couple few weeks, then it'll make the rest of your journey that much easier. Um, so don't feel bad the first few weeks if things don't quite take off for you. Um, Now, let's talk really quickly about when you post your videos. So, for those of you that don't know, there is something that's called YouTube Studio. So, YouTube Studio, and here I'll share my screen here real quick. YouTube Studio is a way to, oh, hold on, let's share screen. Um, it gives you a platform to upload your videos, gives you a platform to see what your analytics looks like. Analytics, just your data. It shows you, how many people have viewed different material that you've put out, how many people have um, let me pick the right screen here to share, um, how many people have how long people have watched your video, all those kinds of things. And you'll see here, this is this channel, right? I'm going to switch over here real quick and show you my data engineering channel. I'm at 368 subscribers today. As of right now, I do data engineering content, tutorials, demos, uh, general data engineering concepts. and started at the end of May. So I'm not, about 4 months in, it literally like the end of May, like the 28th. About 4 months in, that I confused the algorithm, I think, up front by doing a couple of data engineering content videos and then my YouTube journey video all in the same place. Uh, but since I've cut these out, my target audience has really been narrowed down and it's focused and it's picking up pace much quicker than it was. So this is YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio again is where you could go. You'll see that I've got some things in here: vidIQ, TubeBuddy. These are additional subscriptions, additional ads that you could add that give you a little bit additional analytics and numbers and tools to help you along your way. And I'll talk more about those if somebody jumps on and wants to have that conversation. But I want to focus really quick on what this is and how to navigate it and what to look at. There's a ton of data here. It is completely overwhelming for a new person getting in here to understand what's going on, to figure out where to look and what to look at. There's so much data, right? So let me narrow it down for you. Um, Here is where you upload your videos. In addition, here you could upload here as well. Click here, you could go live. I would recommend StreamYard if you are going live. StreamYard is much easier. You could get comments to show up on the screen. Uh, it provides you with a lot more formatting options than just the native, um, just what YouTube Studio has in it itself. So check out StreamYard. Links in the comments below if you're interested in going live at some point. And I would recommend that. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Um, so you'd upload videos, create your post, create playlists. We'll talk a little bit about playlists here in a moment. Uh, you could create a new podcast if you're a podcaster. Um, so that's where you could create things. You'd even upload videos here. You could select your files. Um, and then I'll walk through it real quick. You select your files. We could do, probably not, don't want to do that loop video. My daughter's doing a readathon, so I've got some stuff in here that I created for her. Basic SQL is what I was looking for. So you do that. There's a way to set some pre-formatted descriptions that show up here every time you upload. You'll see your title. Your title will automatically come in as whatever you've saved your uh, file as. So be sure that you're changing that when you push it into YouTube, because generally you don't name files the same as what you want them to show up as. Be sure that your titles are engaging, they're specific, um, they're not spammy, right? You want it short. The first, 3-4 words are what really shows up in people's feeds, especially if they're on their phone. Anything outside of that is just dot dot dot. So up front, the first part of your title needs to be a little bit something catchy, something like master basic SQL, right? And you'll see that down here. This is vidIQ, a vidIQ tool that will give you some suggestions on different titles to use. vidIQ is really cool for those of you that don't know. And again, we'll talk about vidIQ later, but it'll give you some suggestions if you do have vidIQ. So you put in your title, something engaging, something interesting. These numbers won't show up for you unless you have vidIQ, but something that inspires people to click on it. Think about what you click on and the titles that you pay attention to and what urges you to click on it. Use that type of wording. Um, Go out and investigate other people that are doing similar content, see what their wording is for their titles for the videos that have really taken off for them, and try to mimic that concept. This one's a short, it's only 40 seconds, but normally you would also have an option to upload a thumbnail. And you'll see that with TubeBuddy, it's got an option to create a thumbnail. You could create a
Want to unlock the power?
piece from the screen. You could add some layers. It's not a great option. Let's choose just a general background. You could throw in some text here and say master SQL today, right? And we'll add the layer. Then we can move it around to the middle. Add a that and add a shadow. No, just the dark. And we'll center it. So you could do that. Hit continue. You could save and publish. Again, that's TubeBuddy. Same concept if you don't have TubeBuddy and you're trying to add a thumbnail. So you do that, add a thumbnail. Generally, that'll show up here, and it's same kind of layout if you just have the YouTube Studio. Playlists, you could add that video to a playlist. What that does is it kind of creates a playlist, right? It just everybody knows what a playlist is now. So it creates a playlist, adds that video to that playlist, so that if somebody starts watching a playlist, then that video will automatically run next in the order in which it comes in your list for that playlist. Um, so great tactic to get people to get in a loop of watching your videos. As you go down through here, there's a ton of options. Altered content. That's really if everything in there is AI, right? Or if you've, kind of misrepresented, not misrepresented, but if something that is realistic looking is not real, then you'll want to say yes there. But for most people, they're going to say no. You could choose automatic chapters. I would not suggest you choosing automatic chapters. YouTube does not do a great job of um, hitting the key points for you. So I'll show you a little bit about how to create chapters there in a moment. Maybe not getting a whole lot of attention on this live stream, probably because I just have one subscriber, and I think that subscriber is me. So, yeah, but ton of stuff here. So here's the thing: I have a third channel. I know I'm insane. I have a third channel called the Kindness Initiative. And for that channel, I literally am just putting out things to try to encourage people to be kind to every other person, right? They're, encouraging people to smile at other people, hold doors open, buying somebody a coffee, um, saying a kind word to try to encourage people to make the world a better place. Those videos, also that channel I started this week also started at 0 subscribers. I didn't even subscribe to it. I put videos on there. I put a title on there. I generally don't even put a description on there, and I do not put tags on there. And those videos get like 500-600 views like immediately. And that channel went from 0 to 8 subscribers in like 2 days. So um you'll see in here when you get down to the tags that there's a comment in here that says that tags only have minimal impact. It says tags can be useful in your video um, for commonly misspelled words. Otherwise, tags play a minimal role in helping viewers find your video, and that clearly is true. Put your videos, especially as you're starting out, put your videos out there. Don't put tags in there. You could get some predefined tags that automatically pop up. I would recommend don't put tags in there. I put tags in my live streams because, especially for stuff that's just starting out, because then it gets it out there a little bit quicker. But you want YouTube generally to figure out what your target audience is based on your title, maybe your description, but primarily based on how long people watch your video, whether or not they click into your video from another source, and who's watching your videos. Not based on some tags that you put in there that may or may not be, completely honest or truthful. Um, Hopefully they are. Some people will tag stuff and just put a bunch of junk tags in there. Maybe they're popular, but don't do those things. If you want your YouTube channel to take off just naturally, and unless you want to fight tooth and nail for every subscriber that you're going to get, just don't put tags in there. Just put your stuff out there. Let YouTube figure out who your audience is based on the consistency of the type of materials that you put out there, along with the consistency of you putting material out there. Um, that sounds a little confusing, right? So be consistent with the type of material you put out there. You could have a wide scope of things that you do, but be consistent about the type. Don't do, tech reviews one week and do, couch reviews another week. Do the same type. If you do tech reviews, then do tech stuff. You could do all tech stuff, right? And anything, TVs, computers, you float around for all the tech stuff. But stick with tech stuff. Don't jump over to baskets or Halloween decorations, right? Stick with whatever your scope is, and be consistent about it. Be consistent about when you post. Be consistent about the day that you post. Be consistent about um, the material that you post. That will help to create the community that you're looking to create, and will help other people know when to expect your stuff to post. They'll start to not only YouTube, but people will start to understand this is when Chris posts. This is when I know that I could go out there and start watching his stuff, and people will get into a habit of watching it. So of being on YouTube at that time to watch it. So consistency, you hear it from all of the creators. Consistency is super important. It absolutely is. Um, but not just with time of day or day a week, but also with type of material that you produce. So let's talk a little bit about production. You don't have to have the perfect high-tech camera. You don't have to have a camera stand. You don't have to remember to turn your light on so that you're bright and that you have the right lighting. Uh, the lighting helps, but not super important. What is important is sound. People will not stick around and watch your videos if your sound is bad. If it's scratchy and muffly, if it has weird inflections of, kind of all of a sudden these high pitched tones pop in there or a bunch of background noise, make sure that you get a decent mic, whether it be a Bluetooth mic I've got a Bluetooth mic or a mic stand. Doesn't have to be anything super expensive. I think this one was $30 or $40 at Amazon. The link to the types of stuff that I use for my production are down in the description of the video. Be sure to check that out. There are some affiliate links with which means I do make a little bit of a commission, but it's not anything that'll cost you anything extra. It just uh, check it out. If there are materials that you're interested in, then cool. If not, then move on with life. Not a big deal. But camera's not important. I have a camera, uh, webcam that does a pretty good job, has pretty decent resolution, but the camera itself is not important. Some of the stuff I do is just on my phone, and I've just got a Samsung phone. It's not anything super exciting. Um, I think it's a S22. It's not a brand new iPhone, even, but whatever phone you have, you could record yourself on. And generally, um, as long as you don't have sound issues with your phone, you could even just record the sound on your phone. Keep it in mind that like the Bluetooth little Bluetooth mic that I have, I think it was like 20 or $30 too. Link to that's down below as well, but you check that out. But it works really well and it provides a good, crisp, clear sound to it. The other thing I'll say is about sound is when you do get a mic, Make sure that you understand the settings and set the settings appropriately. There are settings on this mic, on the back here. There's different settings that you could change it to. There's a certain setting that looks kinda like a flower, right? It kinda looks like I forget what the name of the flower is, but it kinda the drawing comes out like this, and it's got a little V in the back of it, and what that does is it only picks up sound kinda in this direction. Um, there's other settings on there that picks up a wider array of different sounds that may be around you. Be sure that you put it on that first one that I was talking about, because otherwise you start getting background noise. Like I've got a fan above me, it was picking up the fan sound, and I don't hear the fan sound natively because I have the fan on low, but it picks up the sound of the air flowing into the microphone from the fan sometimes. So make sure that you're setting your mic appropriately. Sound is super important. Um, so make sure that you're doing that. I do still want to share my screen. Um, let's do this. So, sounds important. Keep that in mind when you're doing production. Other than that, you can produce with just your camera on your phone. Okay, so back to the YouTube studio. I've showed you how to upload stuff. The next thing you'll notice is there's a content tab. First, your dashboard. Again, ton of stuff here. I don't spend a lot of time here. Every now and again, I'll look at this to see, okay, how my video is ranking about against the other videos that I've put out there, and that's cool. But I don't spend a lot of time here. I spend a lot of time with my analytics. I spend a lot of time with my content, doing edits on the um, different pieces like end screens and things like that. And we'll talk about end screens here in a minute. Uh, and looking at my views, right? You could sort this by views and you'll see how many views, how many likes and dislikes each of your videos have. Um, a lot of information here shows you your thumbnails. Thumbnails are also something that are super important. Be sure that you are um, putting a good, decent thumbnail on your video. Um, what happens when I change that? Nothing. Um, so be sure that those things are important. Important. Um, don't spend a ton of time here either. Honestly, analytics is where I spend a lot of time at. So analytics, you could get wrapped up in your analytics, right? You can get really wrapped around the axle here. There's a couple things I look at here. I like to see my live count. Again, 368 today. You'll see that this was my first month, right? This wasn't even my first month. This is August. Let's go back to 90 days. Um, still doesn't. Oh, yeah, duh. 365. So May 26th is probably where I started at. You'll see I had one subscriber. I'll say that years and years ago, I started this other channel. And in 2009, I started that channel and I started it and I put like two videos out there. I was doing some data consulting at the time and database and website design at the time, and really abandoned it pretty quickly to focus on actually doing work with small businesses in order to help them along their data journeys and help them get a web presence out there, help people start Facebook pages, stuff like that. Um, but you'll see one subscriber for a long time. Um, so started May 26th, invited friends and family that I knew from Facebook. You see that they kind of trickled in here over the first week or two, picks up a little bit here, but still kind of slow growth in comparison to even what I'm doing now. You know, after almost a month, I was still just at 40 subscribers. And I'll say that I've gotten more than 40 subscribers this week, right? So it- it's part of it is a numbers game, part of it is making sure that your content is consistent across all the different content that you put out. Um, make sure that you're putting out consistent content. Again, even after 2 months, we'll switch over to July 26th. Um, was You'll see here 125. So 125 people in 2 months, um, is kinda slow, I think. Um, and that was okay. I was okay with it. I was so excited. I remember being so excited when I hit 100. I was like, "Yay, I got I'm up into the hundreds." Um, heck, I was excited when I got 10. I'm still excited every time I get get subscribers. I look on here and there's more subscribers there. I'm always excited to grow the community that I'm growing, and I hope that the people watching are equally excited about what they're learning, and are learning stuff. So 125, 2 months, 124, right? Because there's one. Don't know who that one person is, but they've been there for a long time. Um, I'll say 125, and I'll show you something in a minute. Got 125, and I bet in that first 2 months, I lost like 30. So 30 people had come and then left. So there's consistently an upward trend here, but know that there were a lot of people leaving too. You know, there were some days through here that there were no new subscribers. There'd be a couple times there were -1 new subscribers where somebody left and there wasn't a new subscriber to net out that the person that left. So you'll see things kind of continued to grow even when I got to the end of August. Um, was still, just a month ago, not even a month ago yet, was still just at 213. So this is about the time that I cut out um, the journey videos out of my content. I stopped doing the journey videos at the beginning of August because I realized that it was just kind of muddying the waters. Um, so 213 in less than a month, I've grown 155 subscribers. 155 subscribers in less than a month, and that is with the YouTube algorithm kind of relearning and understanding what my patterns are and um, what my target audience is. So 150 5 subscribers, um, less than a month, not even a month yet. Um, the 26th will be a month. I anticipate that I will hit 400 probably in the next week based on how I've grown over the last 3 weeks. Um, all because I stopped muddying the waters with my journey videos. It's important. Make sure that you're consistent with the type of stuff that you're putting out there. Again, you don't have to niche, people tell you to get as specific as possible with what you're producing. I don't think you have to do that. I have a pretty wide net uh, for the data type material that I put out there. Stuff that I do can cover data science, data analytics, and data engineers, and even data architects. So really any part of the data profession. So I have a pretty a wide net that I cast because I do, SQL training, I do Python training, I do ETL demos on different ETL tools. I do what an API is, how to hit an API, how to build and automate stuff for small businesses to pull your data from all your different tools into one place. Pretty wide net, right? So you don't have to niche down really far. You do have to be consistent about what it is that you put out there. So 213 at the end of August, 368 today. Super exciting about that. That growth is super exciting. I do attribute almost all of that growth to the fact that I got rid of one, I got rid of the uh, the journey videos that were muddying the water, and two, I started doing live streams. So live streams generally get me 8 to 15 new subscribers every time I do a live stream. Um, and I'll say that the longer your live stream is, the more attention that it starts to get, the more it starts to kind of pick up steam on YouTube, I guess. Excuse me. Um, and the more it will, people start showing up. So super cool. Let me do this really quick. You know, we talked a little bit about thumbnails, and thumbnails are important. Thumbnails are the first thing that people see when your video pops up. They don't see what it is you're presenting. They don't see your description. They don't really notice your title. What they see is the picture that you put on there so that to get their attention. So let me show you really quick how I do um, my thumbnails. And I use a free tool. Uh, I'm going to stop my screen sharing here real quick so I could bring up my free tool. It is web based. Uh, you could use a little bit of AI with it, sure, uh, but really mostly you're doing the work. There is Canva out there as well. People love Canva. That's cool. But I use Microsoft Designer, um, and uh, and it works for me. I enjoy Microsoft Designer. I like it, and let me share my screen. Show you what it looks like. I'm not affiliated with Microsoft Designer. I don't get any kind of type of commission by talking about this, but let me tell you, I like it. It's free. It's easy to use. You could put in here and say a YouTube video, if I could spell, about uh, let's say YouTube live stream about um, how to start a YouTube channel for people over 40. Really is for anybody, but for people over 40 because I am 45 as of last week. As of September, I'm 45. So you type it in, you hit generate, it's going to give out something. Once it gives out, it'll give out a bunch of somethings, a bunch of images and little videos and animation type things. It does take about 30 seconds usually, and it's going to give me something. And it'll give me something kind of neat. Look, starting a YouTube channel. Look, kind of automated, kind of animated. I mean, uh, starting a YouTube channel. Bunch of old people starting a YouTube channel. Um, so important, the size thing, right? Landscape. Uh, I think generally I'll put in here 19 by 16 and 19. Sorry, 16 by 9 so that it produces the right size, but there's that size option. Um, so once you get something going here, you can choose it. I'm going to customize design, starting a YouTube channel. Oh, oh, and I've got a bunch of stuff in here. I always hit ignore for now. We're going to say over 40. We can move this up here. We're going to change this image. We're going to take that out of there, maybe. Oh, here. Let's see. Just change the opacity to 0. So you come over here to my media, and I'm going to say from this device, and I'm going to come over here to my pictures, and let's throw in this. We're going to add this in here. We'll change the opacity back to that. We're going to change the cropping to include me like that. We're going to change the color of this text, maybe to white. Let's see what white looks like. Cool. Make it so the key here when you're doing thumbnails, make your text as big as possible because some people are looking at this stuff on their phone and the text is going to show up really tiny. And again, people aren't, especially on their phones, people aren't looking at the title, the description. People are looking at your thumbnail. That's really all they're going to see. So make the title, make the text big, make it so big that they can't ignore it. Make it so big that they can't ignore it. Starting a YouTube channel over 40. I'm gonna change this over 40 to, let's change it to like red or something. Over 40, blue, darker. Let's see what that looks like. Nope, can't read it. Let's change it. Guess white it is. I'm afraid. Oh, there we go. Over 40. Um, maybe if we do that, there we go. We could download that. We're gonna change it to a JPEG. And we're gonna say journey. You'll name it, save it. It's gonna always ask you if you want to subscribe. I always say no thanks. I'm sure that you get some other benefits by subscribing. I don't know what they are because this suits me. I'm good with this. You could do all kinds of different stuff in here. Um, there's all kinds of different visuals. You could come in here and see different images that you could add in here. You could see that I use this coding kind of visual. You could type in here a search for YouTube and it'll probably come up with some YouTube type images. And you could drop them in there, um, resize it, right? And we want to put the position, send backwards. Probably not against that white. Put it. Oh, so this is the other cool thing. You'd remove the background, and that will get rid of all that white background so that it's just the image. And again, make things big. And then we'll want to change like the channel to something a little bit different that stands out a little bit more. Channel doesn't stand out really well against the so pick a color that works. White might just be what we have to stick with and kind of move this. And we'll re-download it. We don't want to download it as MP4, and MP4 is not going to. We're going to save it as GIF, GIF. It'll download. And then once you download the thumbnail, we're gonna name it the same thing that we named the other one. Sure. Oh, yeah. Journey live. So we'll save it as that. And then we'll go back to our analytics, channel analytics, and we'll come over here. We'll switch over to my Journey account. Come over to content, our live stream. We will edit. We're going to, again, vidIQ is going to do a good job of, see if changing that out a little bit helps. We're going to upload a thumbnail, and I bet that the thumbnail does help. If I can figure out where I put it. Journey live. And we'll save that, and that's gonna save it to the live stream. And so it'll do that. I'm gonna go real quick here and say no thanks and see where the heck this went. Cancel. Um, so that's how you create, how I use Microsoft Designer. Again, free tool. There's no cost to it if you don't subscribe. Um, and you could get to it multiple ways. You could type in designer into your web browser of choice. It'll come up. You can, when you do a like a screen grab from the clip it from the snipping tool, there's an option in there that will pop up that to allow you to edit it in designer, and it'll open up designer with whatever you did a screenshot of. um, so there's a bunch of different ways that you can do that. And choose kindness is where it's going. Um, just call it journey this time. And then and so that's how you use designer. It's super cool. I really like it. It's free. That's the best part, right? Is that it is free. Let's start a YouTube channel. Oops. Um, so this is vidIQ. One of the things that vidIQ does, you could choose a bunch of stuff here. And add to your tags all kinds of stuff that that it might do for you. I don't put a lot of stuff on this channel, so I probably don't know. I don't know that it's gonna even put this live stream out there really. As I'm approaching an hour seems to be the breaking point when all of a sudden the people start showing up. Um, and maybe because it's like mid-afternoon on a Saturday and everybody's watching college football. Um, but so different things that you could do here. I'm going to switch this thumbnail one more time here, real quick, for my choose kindness. I can figure out where it went. Hmm. It's interesting. No thanks. So it doesn't seem to be putting that that little icon in there when it downloads, but so something to pay attention to. Oh, there it is. Journey. Yes. Journey GIF. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm downloading it as a GIF. Uh, all files. Journey. Cool. Okay. So that's how you do thumbnail. How I do thumbnails in Designer. Um, I like Designer. It works really well. So let's talk really quick about some of the different tools that you could use. Again, you could really get paralysis analysis from all these different numbers that are out here on YouTube Studio. Don't get wrapped up too much in the numbers here. If you start getting people that watch your videos, that's awesome, right? I was so excited when I started realizing people were paying attention and watching, especially as you start to get not just get people watching your videos, but commenting on your videos. When you do a live stream and you're really interacting with your community and you're getting comments, and you know, for instance, if people comment, then I'm going to switch back over to just me here real quick. Um, if you get people that comment, I'm going to put a comment out here just so that I could show you on StreamYard what happens. Um, we're going to say just something silly. Hi from Tennessee. Um, and 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 then we could show it, right? It'll show who it is, it'll show what their comment is, and it's super cool. So I need to step away for a minute. I'm just gonna pause my video here and my microphone, and I'll come back here in a moment.